today's video, I'm gonna show you how I eat 200 grams of protein and 1900 calories for my fat loss diet. So for my first meal, it's pretty basic. I'm a basic bitch in the morning, but we got 2 whole eggs, 2 slices of this turkey bacon, which is 6 grams of protein each, and then 1 English muffin. Personally, I pretty much always stick to eggs and something else. It's just the easiest for me. It's very easy to digest in the morning. I don't really get too tired of it. If I do get tired of it, then I'll maybe switch it up, but it's pretty rare. I like to just pair it with different things. So I have made like fried rice for breakfast. Sometimes it's like egg whites and eggs and something else. Right now, honestly, I hate egg whites. So these turkey bacon slices have been pretty clutch since they're 6 grams of protein each. And I think they're 1 or 1.5 grams of fat for each slice. So in total, off the top of my head, there is 26 grams of protein, or like 14 grams of fat, and then like 26 grams of carbs. Personally, there's just not a lot of things that I like to eat in the morning that are easily digestible. I'm about to go to the gym after this too, so I definitely don't want to eat like a big ass meal and feel too full. I've never been much of a breakfast person. I've just never been much of a breakfast person. But this is like super small, light, easy. I like to eat it. I end up giving it to a lot of my clients too, just to spice it up, because I mean, there's very few people that like that just like eggs and egg whites. So I'm training early today, so I'm gonna use 2 scoops of the Stim pre-workout Pulse from Legion. You can use my discount Lionhearted at checkout if you want, but usually I'll do 1 scoop of the Stim pre and then 1 scoop of the non-Stim pre. So they're essentially the same, except the non-Stim actually doesn't have caffeine. So I do that to limit my caffeine intake, but today I'm feeling a little crazy. Gonna take 2 scoops of this. And actually, before we go, I forgot I gotta make my last meal. I gotta make my Ninja Creamy stuff, you know what I'm saying? If you never heard of the Ninja Creamy, or you don't know what it is, it's basically, it's kind of like a blender, I guess, to be honest. It just looks like this. It's this thing. And you put like a base in here, and then the blade comes down and they blend it and stuff. But it is the absolute best treat at night. I personally have a big sweet tooth. I've always loved sweets. I grew up eating ice cream every single night, whether it was a popsicle or like a mochi ball or whatever it was. I ate ice cream pretty much every night when I was growing up, and I used to love candy and all that stuff. And I got really sad when I started bodybuilding because I couldn't eat that stuff anymore. And when I did end up eating ice cream again, which was like after a bodybuilding show, so like the day after, I'd kind of eat whatever I want. I would eat like a pint of Ben & Jerry's, just like the good old days, and then my hands would get like swollen. I'd feel like shit. So eventually over time, I just decided that I shouldn't eat ice cream anymore, even though I love it. So I've pretty much given it up for the last few years, unless like it's a very random time or I'm getting like a dessert out at a restaurant or something like that, and it's part of it. But now this Ninja Creamy, game changer. So the recipe that I use, it is 300 calories, basically all protein, and it has the texture of ice cream, and it's pretty cool because you can like add toppings and stuff into it. So I mean, I got these. I was testing it out last night. It's the Mr. Beast cookies. The macros are not terrible. It's 6 grams of fat, 17 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of protein for 2 cookies. The only thing is that, personally, I want something with a little bit more texture. I usually don't like hard cookies, but these were so soft that when they crumbled, it just kind of turned to dust. And then you don't really get the texture in there. It's whatever. But yeah, I'll show you the recipe right now. Okay, so for the Ninja Creamy, you gotta have your base, and it's basically just equal parts almond milk and this Fairlife fat-free milk. It's 50% less sugar, a little bit more protein. You can find it at pretty much any grocery store, if this will focus. All right, I guess not, but you get the point. It looks like that. But the macros on this milk are really good. There's 0 fat, 6 grams of carbs, and 13 grams of protein for 1 cup. I usually do not use a cup just because it ends up being like too much for me. Like the actual volume of the frozen or of the ice cream once you're done with it is too much for me. Like I'm too full. I'm not that hungry yet in my diet. Hey Google, what's 240 times 0.8?
240 times 0.8 is 192.
Yeah, so I use about 180, like 170 to 180, which is about 1/8 of a cup of both. So it's like close to a whole cup, but not really. Ah, perfect. Jesus Christ. 180 on the dot. Gotta show you. And now I'm out of almond milk, but look at that. 180 on the dot. Obviously this is not my recipe that I made up, but you know, I'm just showing you what I'm doing, right? And you'll see the results later on. Then you're gonna get the sugar-free Jello pudding. I have the cheesecake one. You can get the normal vanilla one or whatever you want, but basically this is gonna help it thicken and give it that texture that you want. So I use about 5 or 6 grams. Yeah, about 6 grams. There we go. This is kind of the key ingredient. The sugar-free Jello pudding is the key ingredient. That, and you have to use this almond, or you have to use real milk for this. I've tried making the sugar-free Jello pudding with almond milk and it doesn't thicken up at all. So it is an important step, you can't leave it out. So if you're lactose, I'm sorry, maybe take some Lactaid, I don't know. And then the star of the show, right, is the protein. Bam! So this protein right here, the Legion Whey Cocoa Cereal, is the absolute best protein I have ever had in my life. I'm not the only person to say this. My clients love it too. But it tastes good. It's not like overly chocolatey, but it's accurate, man. Like it tastes exactly like what they say it tastes like. It tastes like cereal milk from Cocoa Puffs or something like that. And doesn't taste weird. It's delicious. It's you know, grass-fed whey protein isolate, naturally sweetened and flavored, no added sugars, no artificial dyes, blah 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 blah, all that good stuff. And it is 1 gram of fat, 4 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of proteins per scoop, which is good. So this recipe here is just going to be right around 50 grams of protein, which is awesome because I'm going to use 1.5 scoops of this, and I do indeed weigh it out. So it's about 46 grams. Yeah. But again, if you want to get anything from Legion, you can use my discount code Lionhearted. Up to you if you want to, you know, save some bucks. Oh, forgot one last thing. Add a little bit of a sugar-free sweetener, because I like my shit sweet. I said I have a sweet tooth. I do have a sweet tooth. And then I mix it up with a chopstick. So basically this is what you gotta do you have to have it frozen before you put it in the Ninja Creamy, and then it creates this ice cream, which you'll see later on in the video, so stick around, I guess, if you wanna see. And I'll show the macros for everything on the screen that I have eaten so far, so for that egg meal and everything, even though I've already kind of listed it. But yeah, so this just needs to freeze for the rest of the day. If you are worried about whether or not it's gonna freeze, my freezer has the little tiny Sonic ice cubes, so I'll just plop a couple in there just to make sure that it freezes within a few hours. Because if it doesn't, you end up having a shitty milkshake or whatever. But it doesn't really matter. It's not gonna water down the recipe because you're gonna blend it anyways, so you won't even know. But that is a trick for getting your shit to freeze faster. All right, well now I'm gonna work out and peace out. So it is 3:10 now. I got back from the gym, walked the dogs, and then I've been on calls and doing all this other stuff for work this whole time. So I am finally going to make lunch and my post-workout. I marinated some lemongrass chicken thigh yesterday. I'm just gonna throw this in the air fryer and eat because I am fucking hungry. Damn it. I just realized I don't have any rice, so I'm gonna make some rice. Ah! So I, unlike other Asians, do not do the finger method with the rice. I just feel like it's inconsistent, and I like my rice to be a very particular way. I like to have some texture, not dry, obviously, but also not mushy. I hate mushy rice, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments, do you use the finger trick, or do you just measure it out? Well, it is 4:22 now. I started making all of this, and then I had to do a call and all that stuff, but now I finally get to eat. The chicken, it might even be cold at this point, but I'll try it out. This is the first time I actually made this lemongrass chicken. I made it with pork already, but no, it's good. It's good. I fuck with it. So, recently on my Instagram, I've been posting more recipe videos. I even came out with a free cookbook. There's like 5 recipes in it. I'm gonna add to it later, but it's free, and a lot of people seem to have liked it. This is just free, high protein recipes, things that I personally eat and ways that I make my food that keep my meals interesting. But all the videos are short form. So if you like longer form videos, you like hanging out with me while I'm eating and stuff, and you wanna see how I make these foods and maybe my thought process when I'm doing it, let me know in the comments, and you know, I'll make some more recipe videos. I thought about making this one, and then I was like, it's so easy, I don't know. But if you guys wanna see it and see how I make healthy, macro-friendly recipes, then let me know in the comments, I'll make some. And then if there's a food that you wanna see be made macro-friendly, leave it in the comments. I mean, I'll try. I mean, there's some things that you can only do what you can do, but you know, there's a lot of foods that you can make that are pretty good. And the way you want to think about like healthy or macro-friendly recipes is that it's not going to be the same, right? But it's going to be close enough to where it tastes good, it gives you variety, and it, you know, keeps you going. And that's the whole point, right? You want to keep going on your diet. It's not a, okay, I finished it, I got to my goal, now I go back to doing something else, right? Like you have to be able to keep doing what you're doing to stay in that kind of shape. So you have to have foods and strategically set up your diet to a way that you're going to be able to maintain what you're eating, what you're doing, create this new lifestyle, and be able to maintain the results that you've got, because you're, you know, adding food in at the right times and in the right amounts, and you're eating foods that you like so that you could stay on track. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this and then, yeah. Do you guys feel like you're a slow eater or are you a fast eater? I think I used to be a pretty fast eater before bodybuilding. And then when I was bodybuilding, I was so fucking hungry, but I'd force myself to eat slower, so I felt like I was eating for longer. You know, it was like one of the ways I tricked myself. And then now I just kind of eat slow and make sure that I'm chewing enough and breaking the food down and all that good stuff. But my wife, Mary, she eats so damn fast. There are times where I'll make her food and then I'll make my food. By the time I come to sit down, she's already finished and she left. Or she'll be done with like half of her plate or 3/4 of her plate by the time I've taken like 2-3 bites. Only if it's really good though. So if it sucks, that's when I know, because if it sucks, then she'll be like, do you want some? But let me know in the comments if you're a fast or a slow eater. Not my meal, but it's time for the dogs to eat. And by we, I mean Mary, make our dog food. So I actually weigh it out on a scale and everything. If you wanna take a look, looks pretty good. Sometimes I'll be hungry as fuck and I'm like, damn dude, Yo food smells pretty good. Like when she's making it and stuff. It's basically whole wheat pasta, some ground turkey, zucchini, broccoli, a little bit of carrots, and then she throws in like this fish oil dog supplement thing. I dropped some. In case you want to know what my dogs eat. Okay. Back to work. So it's about 7 p.m. now. It's Friday. My wife is out of town and I gotta eat my next meal. So I could have done what I was probably gonna do anyways and just eat the same meal that I ate this last meal a couple hours ago. But because I'm making this video, I'm gonna make something a little bit different. I thought it would be boring. Why the hell would I wanna watch the video of this guy who is just eating fucking chicken and rice, right? I mean, it's just the retired bodybuilder in me. It's just easy, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna make something a little bit more fun. So I'm gonna make a little pizza and then I will have my Ninja Creamy ice cream and then we'll be good for the day. Yeah, so I'll show you like this, I got this cool little crust thing that I get from the grocery store and it's about 44 grams of carbs for the whole thing. Then I use fat-free cheese and let me just show you. I know, the light was really extra, but I'm gonna make that pizza I was talking about. So, that light is extra as f, but come on, it looks way better. You can't even lie. This picture looks way better. But this is the brand pizza crust that I got. It is 100 calories for half the crust. It's, so for the whole crust, it's 3 grams of fat, 42 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of protein. I don't know what I was doing right there, but it's pretty good, right? So I'm going to preheat the oven. What is it, like 400 degrees? Ugh. All right, so I'm gonna preheat the oven and I need a little bit extra protein for the day. So I'm actually gonna top it with 3 ounces raw weight of 99% lean ground turkey. Then I'll show you the rest of it. So right now I'm cooking up the ground turkey, which is going to be a topping on the pizza with just some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, and some oregano. And this will be pretty good on the pizza. All right, the oven's done preheating. I've chopped up all the ingredients and all that shit. Now we get to make the pizza. I like mushrooms on my pizza and I like mushrooms just in general. And if you don't like mushrooms, I don't know, mushroom gang, where you at? All right, so we got 7 minutes until the pizza's done, and then we can eat. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I did fuck up a little bit and leave it in there too long, but it's all good, cause that shit looks smacking. And just a quick taste test. Oh, look, oh. Come on, come on. All right, well, here you have it, my pizza. And I'm gonna go sit on the couch, eat this, and watch some anime because I've been working all day. Oh yeah, and in case you're wondering what I'm watching, I've been watching My Hero Academia. Basically, Mary and I have watched all of Naruto, Bleach, Attack on Titan. We're watching Solo Leveling now, which is like a new one, but it only comes out like, you know, a 15-minute episode every week. So I've pretty much run out of stuff to watch. If you have one that you recommend, and don't say One Piece, just because it's so fucking long, I'm not gonna catch up. But if you have another one that you think is good, let me know. All right, so trying it again. I was recording a clip and I forgot to turn on the microphone. But it is late. It is 9:40. It's about my bedtime soon. But I haven't eaten this last meal because I've just been literally sitting there. Ninja creamy time. But anyways, what I was saying before I realized that the microphone was not on was, you ever feel like you have like a good idea, or you remember something, or you have a thought that's like really important, and in your head you go, there's no way I'm gonna forget this. This is such a good idea. It's so good I'll remember it for later, or I'll definitely remember this in the future. And then the future comes and you're like, I don't remember. Anyways, that's what I feel like right now. I thought I had an idea for a topping for my Ninja Creamy, and I don't remember. But it takes about 4 minutes to make, so I'm just gonna stand here for 4 minutes. So this is what it looks like after the first time that you do it. It just looks, you know, like ice. So then you gotta add in like a splash more of milk and then remix it. And now, after the remix, it looks like this. I mean, come on. Does that not look like ice cream? Bone cold. But this is the last thing I'm gonna eat tonight, obviously. It came down to like 1,920 calories, 200 grams of protein. Exactly. Yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I doubt you really want to see a video of me just fucking eating this ice cream. I mean, if you do, I don't know. You can see, the texture's pretty damn good. All right, so that has been how I eat 200 grams of protein, 1,900 calories, and not eating shitty, boring, bland food. And if you like that, and you like that, but if you like the video, got some inspiration from it, realize you want more help, you want to cut, you need some help with that, whatever, you can follow me on Instagram at lionhearted_AJ. The link's in the description. If you want to work with me, work with the team, you know, get shreddy, you can go to teamlionhearted.com/apply. The link will be down below, but send me a message first so we could talk. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.